Hey everyone, Meagle Reviews here. It is White Rice Wednesday, which means time for my Survivor recap. So to recap, they're all recovering from the War Dog vote. They all thought he was getting too bossy, so it seems for the most part they're pretty satisfied with voting off War Dog last week. Ron wants to check in with Rick because he has betrayed him before and he wants to make sure that he can work with him again. So Ron decides to give him his advantage that he had earlier in the game. Problem is, it's expired, so it's a pretty good move on Ron's part if Rick plays it and he doesn't know that it's expired. But Rick is a little bit suspicious because he's wondering why is Ron just giving him this advantage. You know what I mean? So it's one of my favorite episodes of Survivor, the loved ones visit, and I know a lot of people say, oh, this is ridiculous, oh, they're just out there for a month. But we're just watching it from our screens. We're not actually out there playing the game, and that could take a toll on you physically and mentally. So seeing a familiar face, one of your loved ones, that's gotta mean a lot. So it was nice to see them reunite with their loved ones. I have to give Gavin credit, him getting married, and 2 days later he leaves for Survivor. So kudos to Gavin for that. That's a huge sacrifice. And I gotta say, I really did miss this challenge, and I can't believe it's been over a decade. This hasn't been played since Heroes versus Villains, and I don't think we've had a loved ones visit in a while where the loved ones actually competed in the challenge. I know they have before, but not in a long while. So basically, the Survivor castaway had to run in the water, grab a bucket full of water, and then they toss it to their loved ones, and when they get enough water in the bucket, it'll put up a flag. And honestly, it looked like it could have been anyone's game. I mean, it's simple, but I mean, if your partner doesn't catch right or you don't get enough water, then, you know. So it ended up being Ron that won, and he chose Julie and Gavin to go. I could see Julie because they've kind of been like this the whole time, but Gavin, he said because he revealed that he pushed up his wedding and his honeymoon's basically on Survivor, so he wanted to give him that experience. But then on the loved ones visit, he mentions how the honeymoon thing didn't really necessarily bother him. He just wanted to make sure Gavin was in his pocket, and they all agree that they want to vote Rick out. However, back at camp, Rick is looking around, so everybody thinks he's looking for an idol. So Aurora then decides, well, Lauren is actually the one who told Aurora to go in his bag. And Aurora gets caught, and she owns up to it. I mean, she says, yeah, I looked through your bag, and what of it? I mean, Rick already knows he's on the bottom if he doesn't win immunity. And Aurora's also a threat. So the immunity challenge, they basically had a never balancing challenge. They had to stand on these little pedestals on each side, and they had to hold their arms were holding them up, and each intervals they would drop down, and it came down between Lauren and Gavin ended up winning his second immunity, so congrats, Gavin. So back at camp, they all want Rick, but they're also preparing for the fact that he may have an idol or an advantage, so they want to split the votes between Rick and Aurora. However, Victoria then comes up with the idea to get Ron out, which Lauren is on board. But Aurora actually makes a very good move. She has an advantage where she can use an extra vote, and this is the last time she can use it. Now, she knows she's on the bottom, so if it came down between Rick and Aurora and it's a tie, she can't use her extra vote. Like, she can't re-vote again. So she gives it to Gavin, so it's because he's the only person that's guaranteed to vote again if a revote happens. It's a very good move, but it's also very risky because Gavin may not play it. He could simply just say, I have immunity, I'm not going to use the extra vote. Or he could play it for the wrong person. So, yeah. I didn't see all the votes. Apparently my DVR. Didn't get that much of Tribal. It's weird. But please comment down below if Gavin actually used Aurora's advantage to get Ron out. Oh, spoiler. Yeah, Ron's gone, so I couldn't tell if Julie was crying or laughing. But next week shows that Rick is public enemy number 1, and it looks like he's searching around for an idol again because he did play his idol. So, yeah, looks like there's going to be a power struggle going on. Should be interesting. And I think there's 6 left, so shouldn't it be the finale next week? Because the final 4 would go to a fire making challenge, so that would make for a pretty quick episode if there's only 5 people left. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Survivor. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS. Until next time, stay regal.